I love my kids. They are a joy to my life and my wife's life. Between the two of us, though, our kids take more after their mom than they do me, which, once again, I love. My wife is an external processor. Thus, our kids are external processors. My wife wears her heart on her sleeve, and our kids have no issue expressing their feelings and themselves, right? This tends to happen with families, right? Kids very much end up looking like their parents. Sometimes this is for the good. Your parent was a good athlete. Now you're a good athlete, right? Your grandparent was a good listener, and you're a good listener. Your parent liked this type of music, and now you like the same type of music. But sometimes, like father, like son, can be not so good. And that's what happens in Genesis 26. In this story, God tells Isaac to go to the land of Gerar during a famine, and that the Lord would be with him and would bless him. And then the text says this in verse 6 of chapter 26. So Isaac settled in Gerar. When the men of that place asked him about his wife, Isaac replied, "She's my sister." He was afraid to say, "She is my wife," for he thought to himself, "The men of this place will kill me to get Rebekah because she is very beautiful." Does this sound familiar at all? The family resemblance between Isaac and Abraham are clear as day. Remember in Genesis 20, Abraham behaved very much like this. Abraham went to Gerar, and so Isaac goes to Gerar. Abraham is blessed, and so Isaac is blessed. This is all good things. But then Abraham says that Sarah was his sister. And Isaac says that Rebekah is his sister, both out of fear of being killed by the people that were surrounding him, like father, like son. Isaac very much emulates his father because this is what happens in families. For some reason, the temptations and painful reactions of our parents and their parents before them end up being repeated by us or within our own generation. Sometimes this happens even when we actively try to avoid it. Nevertheless, despite Isaac's lapse in faith, God remained the same amidst it all. God still blesses Isaac with crops and with land and with a family. And what I think the story of Isaac and Abimelech shows us is that God was with the family of Abraham, and the family still went through strife. The two can happen simultaneously. Even in the next story, Isaac's family will be split apart, yet God will continue to be with them. I think we can hold two things in tension. On one hand, we cannot deny that some sins and addictions are repeated generation to generation, but on the other hand, we are not fated to repeat the sins of our ancestors. And through it all, God is merciful to his people. I think of Exodus 20:5-6. It says this, "I, the Lord, your God, am a jealous God, responding to the transgression of the fathers by dealing with children to the third and fourth generations of those who reject me, and showing covenant faithfulness, mercy, love to 1,000 generations of those who love me and keep my commandments." Do you notice the justice and mercy of God? Yes, sometimes parents' sins end up being repeated by their children, but God's mercies are passed down not just to the third or fourth generation, but to the 1,000th generation. I think this story in the life of Isaac reminds us that God's mercy powerfully transforms our family's trajectory. As we walk with Jesus as new creations, may we walk with the truth that God's mercies are new every morning, as Lamentation says. And it is God's mercy that transforms us to truly live with him.